Morning.
Good morning.
So glad that you would come this day to be with us in the house of the Lord, among the house of the Lord. The temple of the Lord, and the place that's entered into it. This is the gate of the Lord. The righteous shall enter through it. I thank you that you have answered me and become my salvation. The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This is the Lord's doing. It's marvelous in our eyes. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. Bow our heads and our hearts before God. Give him the time of our silence to hear him. Come, let us worship the Lord.
Let's all stand as we open our service this morning with hymn 637. We gather together. Praise team gave me some hard time. They're like, it's all Thanksgiving. Let me sing this song. But what are we having for dinner tonight, Michelle?
Sure.
Yes, we are having one of the effects of moving is that we looked at the freezer and see what all we have. And we're trying to eat all of that before we go. We had a turkey in there frozen, so that's how it happened. So I have some turkey. It's good. And we will not open next week's service until come on with I promise. That's a cute little day. But it's great to see each and every one of you. Don't have worship folder, don't have a guest ticket, anything like that. But we were excited to come together and worship the Lord with one another in fellowship. Look at Hebrews, says, forsake not to assemble themselves together. And it was tough. That period of a couple of months that we went through, very happy to see this culture returning. And look forward to sharing the service together with you. Let's go to the Lord in prayer and continue worshiping Him. Dear Lord, I thank you for the day that you give to us. So I thank you for each and every person who's gathered here today. I pray that you would help us to, when we leave here, be changed. Lord. Help us to be somehow transformed into more like you. pray that you would be with us as we listen to your word, or as we sing it, as we bring this story. Jesus. This morning, before we return to singing, I'm going to read Malachi chapter 4. It's an interesting, it's not a long chapter, it's 5 whole verses, so we're going to be up here for half an hour. But there are two sides in this passage, and our songs this morning are going to focus on the fact that we are on the side that Malachi chapter 4. Here's the word of the Lord. For behold, the day is coming, burning like an oven, when all the arrogant and all evildoers will be stubborn. That day is coming, or the day that is coming, shall set them ablaze, says the Lord of hosts, so that it will leave them neither root nor branch. But for you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness shall rise with healing in his wings. You shall go out leaping like calves from the stall, and you shall tread down the wicked, for there will be ashes under the soles of your feet on the day when I act, says the Lord of hosts. Remember the law of my servant Moses, the statutes and rules that I commanded him in the word for all Israel. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the great and awesome day of the Lord comes. And he will turn the hearts of fathers to their children, and the hearts of children to their fathers, lest I come and strike the land with a decree of utter destruction. Curse. The day of the Lord is coming, and we need to make sure that we are not those who are subject to utter destruction. And as followers of Christ, we know we are on that side. So let's stand and we'll sing some songs celebrating our future hope. We'll start with 616, New Name of the Lord.
continue to live and move in a world that's hurting. COVID-19 didn't start that, and long after it's gone, it will not stop it. We have folks who have felt the pain of loss and the hurt of their own lost nest. Many of them could not find what that is. So today, if there's a burden on your heart, someone you're concerned about, would you call their name out before the Lord?
Tell me two.
Charlotte.
Let's go. Mighty God, we come to you in the name of Jesus, thanking you that you love us. And in the midst of all of the pain that is in this world, you are moving. And we thank you. Although the world cannot see it, and sometimes, Father, the pain is so intense, we have trouble seeing it. So help us to trust you. And help us to share the good news of your love and your compassion on the hearts of all those who are hurting. Father, among those names being called out are people facing very, very serious illnesses. There are folks who are facing battles of a spiritual nature, emotional, all different kinds of needs are represented by those names that were called out just a moment ago. And for each person whose name is called out, I pray that your spirit would move in a mighty fashion, touching them in ways they never dreamed possible, calling them to a life that is so much richer and fuller because you are in it. Help them to know what you love. And on top of the physical healing, we pray for the healing of the brokenness that comes when life just does not turn out the way we expect it to. Help us, O Lord, to hear you. Help us, O Lord, to share that good news with everyone who comes within our sphere. Help us, O Lord, to be lights in a world of darkness. I pray this in the strong name of Jesus, asking you to speak to us through Christ. You've heard me use the expression on more than one occasion, if I were a betting man, I would. Well, I'm going to use it again. If I were a betting man, I'm pretty sure that virtually every person in this room, at some point or other, has seen a group of old men sitting together, whether it be on the bench in front of the store, or in the middle of the mall, or down by the beach. You see old men gathered together, and the part where I would be willing to bet, I'd be willing to bet you know at least one topic of conversation among these old people. You do, don't you? At least one thing they're talking about is all those young people. And rarely do you get a group of old men together where they're, we have such a fine, refreshing generation of kids coming up behind us. The world is in good hands. No, we don't do it that way. In fact, it tends to be just the opposite. Dr. Samuel Johnson was a British writer, poet, moralist, playwright, essayist in the 18th century. And he wrote, "Every old man complains of the growing depravity of the world, of the petulance and influence of the rising generation." It's true. Let me give you a few more ideas by older men commenting on those folks coming up behind them. One such man wrote, "I see no hope for the future of the people if they are dependent on the frivolous youth of today. For certainly all youth are reckless beyond words. When I was a boy," which I had a little bit of money every time I heard something like that. Said something like that. "When I was a boy, we were taught to be discreet and respectful of elders. But the present youth are exceedingly wise in their own eyes and impatient of restraint. Well, he knows our generation doesn't. Well, the problem is, it's attributed to Hesiod, a Greek writer that most commonly is placed somewhere around 750 to 650 BC. You know our generation, all right. Well, how about this one? This is a preacher, and man, he knows what he's talking about. The world is passing through troublous times. The young people of today think of nothing but themselves. They have no reverence for parents or old age. They are impatient of all restraint. They talk as if they know everything. And what passes for wisdom with us is foolishness with them. Ready? As for the girls, they are forward and honest and unladylike in speech, behavior, and dress. Preacher's name is known as Peter the Hermit, and he is said to have preached this sermon in 1274 AD. Yeah, knew our generation. Well, let me give you one that's probably within our lifetime. His name is Thomas Sowell. He is an American economist and social theorist, and said, each new generation born is in effect an invasion of civilization by little barbarians who must be civilized before it's too late. Old people and their visions of young people. Now, in all fairness, I'll let you know those very oldest of the quotes I gave you. Historians are not quite certain the people they're attributed to actually said them. But when you start gathering together statements about the old looking at the young through the centuries, you find this common thread over and over again. Older people like to complain about the behavior of younger people. And that has happened as long as there have been older and younger people. And long after you and I are gone, it can still be happening. And yet, it's been pointed out, civilization has still not fallen completely because of the rebelliousness of teenagers. Now, I will point out, I found this rather interesting, because I've known these kinds of quotes for a very long time. So I wanted to get to the other side of the coin. I spent 2 weeks trying to find some really good quotes about young people complaining about old people. You know what happened? Every time I did a search, young people or younger people complaining about older people, guess where the World Wide Web directed me? All of these old cute sayings. All it gave me. Now, none of us are naive enough to think young people don't say bad things about old people. I remember some of these things I said about older people when I considered myself very young, and you probably do as well. It's just interesting, I find it, that the web just comes to a natural inclination to look at old people right here. Maybe because we do it so often. Most of us are familiar with the phrase generation gap, and I am now long past an age where I can say with complete certainty I have been on both sides of the gap. And we're aware of it, and there is a struggle, and there has always been a struggle between parents and their kids. And it's reflected in Paul's domestic code. When we come to Ephesians 6, verses 1 through 4, Paul has dealt with wives in their relationship with husbands, husbands in their relationship with their wives, and now he comes down to the issue of children and their parents. And so he addresses, again, some of the most important relationships in this world. And I want you to listen carefully and open your heart. You've heard these words before, I'm quite certain, but hear them again with fresh ears. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. In our text today, Paul deals with the issue of parent and child. And in doing so, he clearly stated relationships between children and parents should be such that they bring honor and glory to God himself. That was true 2,000 years ago when he wrote it, and it is equally true today. Children and parents should honor God in their relationships with each other. But how does that happen? How do we go about getting past the dragon, getting past the they always, they never, to actually having a relationship that can bring honor to God? Well, today we're going to look at two sets of responsibilities. Falls very nicely into play, doesn't it? The responsibilities children owe their parents, and the responsibilities that parents owe their children. And while we do that, while we look at those responsibilities, in the back of your mind, I want this question to be plain. Must the generation gap win? If conflict is inevitable in family life, and it is, because you have people who care about each other and they will disagree, does it have to win? Does it have to destroy relationships, cutting people off from one another? Well, I believe with everything in me, you should be pleased that the answer is no. The generation gap does not have to destroy relationships. But whether or not it will is largely dependent upon us and our connection with those people in our family we say we love. So, we're going to take a look at these relationships and come to terms with this reality. And so the very first, jump it right into the very first. And children, one of their complaints I've heard through the years is, why do we have to start with us? And he did. Children carry the responsibility of respectful obedience. But the children owe their parents respectful obedience. And we need to understand that. Now, when Paul says, obey your parents, this isn't brand new. This is something every culture on earth has come to understand at some level. A society will not function if they cannot begin with this very basic of relationships. Children owe obedience to their parents. But when Paul says that, I want you to know, Paul called the children of faith to freely obey their parents in the Lord. This is important, that you really do understand this. It is also important that you understand Paul's writing and talking to Christian children. The context, the statements, all come around to the idea there are children within the churches in and around Ephesus who are old enough now, they've made professions of faith, they love Christ, they are serving Him. And Paul says, in light of that, obey your parents. Obey your parents. So, while the rest of the cultures that Paul lived in was saying, obey your parents, they did so for a very different reason. You have to do it because that's the way things are. And in Paul's world, particularly in the Roman culture that his readers grew up in, children had a lot of problems in this world, some of which came from their parents. There's no easy way to put this. Those of you who still follow the range of children within our midst, and those who will be listening and watching from home, the reality is, in in Paul's world, child abandonment was a norm. If there was something wrong with your child, and it could be a physical defect, or in some cultures, it could be that your child was a daughter and not a son. If parents didn't want the child the way they handled it, they just abandoned it. And that could be in the center of town, or it could be out in the woods. Abandonment was the normal. And on top of that, in the Roman society, was a thing called the father's power. Paterfamilias. And in Paul's world, the father was absolute power in his own home. Even to the point, after the kids are grown up and away from home, he still has power over them. Folks, it involved anything. He had the right to sell his children into slavery if he wanted to. He had the right to have them put in chains to go work out in the field. He had the right to decide on whatever type of punishment he wanted to meet on them, even to the point that one father could have his children put to death if they disobeyed him. Absolute power. And a Roman son never came of age. I bet a bunch of you can remember you were so excited when you hit 18 or 21. I am my own man. I am a grown-up lady. Well, guess what? In Rome, you never reached truly freedom from your father. Even if a man grew up to become governor of a city or a larger state, he was still under the thumb of his father. Till the day his father died, he owed complete obedience to his father. And it's in that society where the father could be an absolute tyrant. Paul wrote about the proper Christian relationship between parent and child. He still called for children to obey their parents, but for completely different reasons. It's no longer because dad has all the power. These children were being called to understand your relationship with your parents mirrors your relationship with Christ. The reason you're to obey your parents is you love Jesus. You are his child. And you honor him. And he expects you to love and cherish your parents. Now the point is clear. In God's ordering of a family, God placed children under the parents. Why? Because kids needed the wisdom, guidance, and protection that could only come from fathers and mothers who love them and cherish them. So Paul says, obey and honor your parents. Now that comes to help us understand obedience to parents is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. And such an obedience can have a lasting effect on a child throughout his life, even to the point in time it may mean the difference between life and death. Dave Stone, Christian writer, a minister, wrote about a situation that happened in his own family. He said, a number of years ago, our family was in the Dominican Republic on a mission trip. If you've ever driven in a developing country, and I would have if you've ever ridden in a developing country, you know how dangerous the traffic can be. Vehicles whiz past, coming within just a few feet of children playing close to the road. One night, my son Samuel was playing a game in his own little world. You boys do that, don't you? It's Romans. He said it wasn't particularly heavily traveled road, But there was always loud music blaring, and on that night it was pitch dark. And the game that Sam was playing was zigzagging between the sidewalk and the road, and he would jump back and forth. Suddenly, from about 10 feet, Dave Stone said, I suddenly shouted, Samuel, don't move! Immediately he froze. About a second later, a moped sped by, doing about 30 miles an hour in the dead of night without its lights on. And went right on the spot. Sam would have been if he had not yelled to his son. He said, my 6-year-old didn't ignore me, argue, or blatantly disobey. I said, freeze, and he froze. That obedience probably saved. Now, when Paul writes it's right for children to obey their parents, it's not for the reason children think. They're bigger than me. They can force me. They have all kinds of threats to use them, and they have the power to do it. That's not what Paul is talking about. He said the reason you obey your parents is because of the commitment to honor them that is tied to their call to honor Christ. R.C. Schlinsky points out, Paul doesn't say here, children obey your parents because you love them. Lindsay argued it was right for Jesus word of honor, because honor was the way love assumed itself, showed itself to people who were above you, placed there by God. He says that God widely put the word honor into this commandment, not merely love, for it is love plus respect, reverence, and corresponding obedience. And he made it clear, and Paul said you owe that honor to both of your parents. You don't honor God as your father because he's bigger and he's a disciplinarian, and if you don't, boy, you're in trouble. And you don't honor your mom because she's the sweet. Get a comment on her future. But mom loves us and is nice to us, and we're going to honor. No! Paul said honor both your father and your mother. The thing about it, we live in a culture, after we gain the age of majority, we become legally adults. Our culture says we're no longer under the authority of our parents. You no longer have to obey them. You're your own person now. You can do whatever you want. But it's been pointed out, even when we are out from under their rule, we are still called upon God to honor our parents. John R.W. Scott said a beautiful and also painful thing about this creation. He said, if we honor them as we should, we will never neglect or forget them. And then the pain. Many third world cultures, even non-Christian ones, care for elderly parents far more conscientiously and thoughtfully than most of us do, who live in the so-called Christian West. It hurts. But you just have to pay attention a little and you see that there's truth in this. Our culture does not esteem the elderly all that well. And we are called to honor our parents as long as they're alive. You see, children learn to honor their parents and the Lord when they follow their parents' leads. When kids understand God is calling me to obey my parents, to honor my parents, and so I am going to work at doing just that. Paul said, this is the first commandment with promise. Now, there are people who want to fix the Bible all the time. And there are some who will say, that's not true. The second commandment, no other gods before me, has a promise. Well, technically, if you read the text carefully, you will find out when God says, you will have no other gods before me, because I'm a jealous God. And I will be a blessing to my children who follow me and obey me. This is a promise. God is giving it back. This is who I am. Therefore, you ought to serve me because of who I am. So Paul said, this is the first commandment with promise. It's been pointed out, if you look at all of the law in the Old Testament, this is the only commandment with promise. Most of them say, obey. And Paul tweaked it a little because it would be inappropriate for him to promise a bunch of Gentiles that you're going to get to live in Canaan. But he says, doing so that it will be well with you and you will have a long life in this world. And even acknowledging that, folks, this is not an ironclad guarantee that if you treat your parents right, you will live to a ripe old age. Because there's most of us in this room can tell at least of one child who was raised right. Parents loved them, gave them all the admonition they could in the Lord. They grew up and served the Lord, and they met an untimely death or an untimely illness. It's those kind of deaths that make us wonder, why do these things happen? What Paul is saying here, when children honor their parents throughout their lives, when they obey them while at home under their authority, they will find a stability in their life that the world can't understand. Stability that will see them through whatever comes their way. So a life that is devoted to the idea, I'm going to follow the Lord, and because I follow the Lord, I'm going to obey and honor my parents. That's what gives you life. Or one of the elements will give life its richest meaning. And unfortunately, there are many who lose sight. So kids, those of you who are here, because most of you who are children of your parents in this building either still live at home or you're still within that realm, you haven't quite made it all the way to adulthood yet. You owe your parents respectful obedience. Honor. Those of you who are watching at home, you owe your parents honor and obedience. Now, before I get into the second responsibility, I want to share a few things with you. Because I think it's important that we really understand children are in danger in our land. Kids have a harder life than what we really imagine at times. This information comes from the American Society for Positive Care of Children. It is a group whose focus is on training parents to be better kids, doing a better job of reporting problems and dealing with problems. I want you to listen to some of these stats from 2018. These are the kind of things called what the Bible calls righteous indignation. This should make us angry. And it should break our hearts. 2018, 4.3 million child maltreatment referral reports were received by governmental agencies. Now, I understand anybody can file a report. Anybody can call and say, my mom and dad mistreat me. But these 4.3 were investigated. And it was discovered that many of them had valid points. There was abuse going on. It involved 7.8 million children, all these reports, because a lot of these reports happened within families. Almost 92% of victims of abuse in this country are mistreated by either one or both of their parents. Not stranger danger. Their parents have harmed them. And of those who've been harmed, only 3.3 million have received aftercare in response to what happened. And in 2018, almost 147,000 kids were put into foster care services. 412,000 victims, about 61%, were victims of neglect. Nearly 73,000 victims, which was 10%, almost 11% of the group, were physically abused. 47,000 victims were sexually abused. 15,000 victims were psychologically abused. And the highest rate of child abuse in children is not among those arrogant, mean, horrible, terrible teenagers. It's not among those who are adolescents who are starting to get lippy. The highest number of children abused in this country, 26.7 per 1,000 children, are under the age of 1. It's estimated in 2018, 1,770 children died from abuse and neglect. Almost 5 children per day died from child abuse. And 72% of all childhood fatalities from abuse can be kids who are under 3 years of age. And that's the world we live in. In the 21st century, when by now we were supposed to be so enlightened and so taken care of that we knew how to raise our kids. And I wish I could say that all of these types of abuse happened at the hands of those who do not know the Lord. The reality is, child abuse situations cut across social economic lines, they cut across religious lines, ethnicity. So when Paul is writing about parents and their responsibility to children, keep in mind, he was writing under the rule of father's power. What did Paul say parents owe to their children? They carry the responsibility of rearing their children in the Lord. Now I need you to know that this was a revolutionary word. Paul said obey. Well, that was the way things were. But now Paul is telling parents who in the Roman culture had all of the power in their hand, the most powerless of those who have no power are children. And how did Paul say parents should treat their children? With respect. Do not provoke them to anger. Respect. That was revolutionary. And that same command comes to us. In the realm of rearing your children, you need to remember that you are doing it as Christians in the Lord. Just as their obedience to you is connected to their walk with Christ, you're taking care of them is connected to your walk with Christ. And Paul in this passage called parents of faith to take care that they did not push their children too hard. Now, most English translations translate this: fathers, do not provoke your children unto wrath, or fathers, do not exasperate your children. The Good News Translation and a few others actually use the word parents and have been criticized because that's not the word Paul used. Paul uses the word father. Well, in Hebrews 11:23, the writer of Hebrews is talking about how Moses escaped the wrath of Pharaoh because his parents made provision for him. The word translated parents, even in the King James Version, translated parents is this word translated fathers here. The reason I bring this up, when you look at the context of what Paul is saying in verses 1 through 3, it's all about parents, isn't it? Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Children, honor your parents. The first commandment of promise. So I think the Good News Translation has a valid point of translating it parents. Fits the context of the flow. But even if we adopt the fathers don't do it, women, this does not let you off the hook. If you have children, the same reality comes to you. Do not exasperate your kids. Do not provoke them to anger. Do not push them so hard that they give up. Negatively, we are called, don't exasperate, or literally provoke to anger. You could expect and can expect obedience from your children. It's what they should do. But you cannot demand obedience by provoking them, pushing them hard, putting them under your thumb, and treating them as if they were property. As Bruce has pointed out, it is possible for Christian parents to be so unreasonable in their demands for their kids. There comes a point in that child's life where you think, what's the use? I never do anything to please them. I can't make them happy. So why should I try? See, God never intended parents to approach their children with unreasonable expectations. And that's the whole thing about exasperating or provoking them to anger. It's not that you're telling them, obey me. It's you're telling them, obey me in things they can't possibly do. And it can happen a lot of ways. One such way is by making unreasonable demands. Expecting a 2-year-old to understand you like an 8-year-old. And you push it. And you push it. By harshness and cruelty in one extreme. And you've all seen, and perhaps at some point you've been guilty of or received an unjust punishment. It was just too harsh. Sometimes it comes through blatant favoritism. Well, that's a good biblical example, isn't it? Isaac with his 2 boys, Jacob and Esau. He and his wife Rachel, man, they ruined those kids. By sheer favoritism, David showed favoritism. One of his sons needed strong-handed discipline. And David chose to look the other way, which caused another son to want to kill him. Humiliating. I don't know how many times I've been in public and have heard a parent angry at their child in Walmart, in Dixie, looking at their child and saying, you're stupid. You better behave. I'm going to give it to you. And then there are the twin weapons, mean-spirited sarcasm, or ridicule. Folks, it happens all the time. And the end result, when it is Christian parents who are pushing their kids way beyond what God intended, the end result, while we're telling them Jesus stories at bedtime, and we're saying prayers together at meals, we have pushed our children too far. We may find we have pushed them away from Christ we want them to serve. A lot of kids who explained once they became adults why they left the church. Because of my mom and dad. So we need to understand what Paul is saying here. And what he is saying is, don't shove them to the point of hopelessness. Instead, he calls upon them and calls upon us for a commitment to godly training and instruction, which is crucial for the upbringing of children in the household of faith. He talks about, and did you notice, training and instruction. Friends, this is a twofold approach of trying to help your kids make it to adulthood in a godly fashion. It is important we understand training and instruction in the Lord. That phrase in the Lord, you're His child, you're honoring Him, you're serving Him, let that spill forth into your children. Folks, we're supposed to follow the pattern of Jesus. Now, I realize He didn't have children. He had worse. He had His 12 disciples. He was constantly acting like his. I'm number one. No, I'm number one. And Jesus shows compassion. He does chastise them when He needs to. He's always trying to draw them closer to the Father. This is our role. There are two parts of that. The word training suggests educational discipline. Now, I grew up in an age where it was funny for comedians to come on stage and do a bit all about being beaten as children. How they're going to beat their kids. And audiences laugh their heads off. I think it's funny. I think it's great. Folks, discipline is more than just punishment. There is an element of punishment. Believe me. Discipline is not something a child normally says, well, thank you for this, Father. There is an element of punishment. But with that, either training and the very word discipline suggests it is given to teach the child. To help the child understand why this is wrong. Now, I fully understand there is a time in a child's life, because I said so, is reason enough. Because a 2-year-old, we can't sit down and talk about things like I can with an older child. But along the way, we teach our children. Because I can show you kid after kid as a grown adult who has said to me, I got whipped, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't even know that's foolishness. No, sometimes parents don't do a good job of saying, this is the consequence. This is the repercussion. And so Paul says, when you're disciplining them, making sure they understand why, which is followed up by admonition, by instruction, which carries with it the idea of verbal connection. So when I'm raising my child, in discipline time comes, I need to talk. I need to explain why. I need to let them understand, if you do this, this is the consequence of your action. Commitment, stressing the element of one. Only punishment or only talking is detrimental. If all you do is punish without understanding or telling them why, the kid will grow up, see themselves as punishment. If all you do is talk to them, I don't know how many parents I've seen said, you better stop that or else. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. And then the kid knows fully well, no, it's not. You're going to tell me it again. And again and again and again. And because of who you are, nothing's ever going to happen. Those two things can ruin your child. But when we work with Paul's instruction, we teach through discipline. We explain the rules and why they happen with our words and our hearts. We can grow children up and bring them meaningful life. John Calvin, when he translates this verse, a lot of people look at Calvin and just think he's such a harsh man. Calvin was a trained lawyer, and his theology reflects that. Well, listen to this beautiful translation. Let them be fondly cherished. Deal gently with it. Okay. Deal gently with it. Centuries later, another reformer, writer, William Hendricks, translates it. Rears them tender. And long before modern psychology came along, the Bible was telling parents, look, you need to cherish that child because in their early years they're fragile. They need tenderness. They need security. They need love. And you need to set boundaries that will bring honor to Christ. So, parents, for us, parents will find the key to building a household of faith through the care needed and providing a solid foundation. We will build a household of faith when we make sure the foundation is strong. Because when we have given our kids a strong foundation, there's an element of joy within our children's lives. God will not just be a topic that comes up at mealtime or occasionally on a special time of year. And when we are providing the foundation, we are setting up the ability to reconcile. If I were to ask you for a show of hands, how many of you ever really got mad at your parents? I really would expect every hand to go up. If I were to ask you, how many times have you gotten really mad at your children? Both hands. Conflict happens. And unfortunately, we don't always do anything about that. One of the toughest funerals I've ever done, right in it. Me and his wife moved back into her hometown, and I got to be their pastor. And I did her funeral first, and then a couple of years later, I did Brother Mel's. And brothers and sisters, it's a tough funeral. And I've seen a lot of those in my life. Families are at odds with each other. And sometimes it's a child burying a parent, or a parent burying a child. You can see the regret. I wish we had both. Paul Tripp is a Christian author. And he talks about a situation that happened in his life with his child. He gave his son permission to go spend the weekend at a friend's house. But that evening, he got a call from the friend's mother, and she said, your son isn't here. And she explained that her boy had started feeling guilty and admitted that he was covering for his friend. And Tripp and his wife didn't know what was going on with the boy. He told his wife to well about it, and he was fuming. He was ready to rip into his son. When his wife said these words, and then this is why one thing about her wives. She said, I think you need to pray. I said, I don't think I can pray for him right now. She responded, I didn't mean for you to pray for him. I think you need to pray for you.
Yeah.
So he went into the bedroom and started praying. And he writes, it hit me that because of God's love, he had already begun a work of rescue in my son's life. God was the one who pressed in on the conscience of my son's friend, causing him to confess his lie. God was the one who gave her the courage to make that difficult call to me. And God was the one giving me time to get a hold of myself before my son came home. Now, rather than wanting to rip into my son, I wanted to be part of what this God of grace was doing in this moment of rebellion, deception, and this. Son made it home. And after giving him a couple of hours for everyone to calm down, he came to him and asked him to talk. All to his son. And he asked his son, do you ever think about how much God loves you? Sometime. Do you ever think how much God's grace operates in your life every day? He said, my son looked up at me. Did you see? Do you ever know how much God's grace was working in your life? Even this weekend? Who told you this? Paul said you have lived your life in the light. You've made good choices. You've been an easy son to parent. But this weekend you took a step into the darkness. You can live in the darkness if you want. You can learn to lie and deceive. You can use your friends as your cover. You can step over God's boundaries. Or you can determine to live in God's life. I'm pleading. Don't live in the darkness. Live in the light. As I turned to walk away, I heard his voice from behind me saying, Dad, don't go. As I turned around, with tears in his eyes, my son said, Dad, I want to live in the light. It's so hard. Will you help? This morning, the relationship you have within your families may be faltering. Maybe things aren't so good. There's been conflict. There's been difficulty. For those of you who know well, you're struggling. So my prayer for all of you is you will remember your responsibilities at home. Kids, the Word of God clearly says you need to honor your parents with obedience and love and righteousness. Parents, you are to rear your kids for strong. Sensitivity, discipline, Christian commitment. I'm asking you to accept your responsibility today. Seek forgiveness if you fail, because there's not a parent in this room at some point in time who has to fail. We make mistakes. So ask God for forgiveness, and there may be a point in time you need to ask your child as well. There's not a person in this room today who is either a child or has been a child who hasn't been. You broke the rules. You broke our parents' hearts. Ask God for forgiveness. And if your kids are long gone, remember they still need you. Now you can't barge into their home and say, do this, but you can't hear. And you can offer guidance and support. And you can pray for them. And love them. And help them when they fall short. If your kids are long gone, pray for those families that you know and love, who are still having struggles. Pray for parents who don't seem to be able to talk to their kids. Pray for kids. Pray for those kids who don't want to talk to their parents. As a church, I realize this is one of those passages. 2 weeks ago when you were sitting at home, does that have anything to do with me? So wives, last week wives, does that have anything to do with me? Well, husbands, now we're children and parents. I did my job. Well, folks, remember all the stats I gave you? Families in trouble. And they can use people who know the Lord and will put it away. So let's make a commitment. As much as possible, we're going to place generation. As much as possible, we're going to help people know what it means to be godly parents, to be godly children, and to honor the Lord in this relationship. There's a lot of folks out there who need to see the example. Spread it out. Holy Father, I thank you in the strong name of Jesus. Thank you that you love us and your grace and mercy extends into our lives. And while we do stumble and fall, you are the God who picks us up and dusts us off and sets us down on the road. Help us to model what it means to walk in honor. Godly obedience. Help us, Father, to show what it means to parent with grace and mercy, as well as a firm hand in leading. There's so many out there who are wringing their hands because they don't know what to do. God, help us. Mighty to show you what it means. Help us build strong family foundations in the amazing name of Christ. I'm going to ask you right now, with your heads bowed and your eyes. If this is your struggle, if you have failed, would you just slip up your hands so I can know to be praying? Between you and God, Pastor Saul. Help them and give them grace. Well, again this week, we will be dismissing, and you will, I'm a little concerned that Fulton's really enjoying this. Just power a little bit more. He's going to help you know which cues to begin. Maybe there will be ushers stations back with their Those times you just drop your gift into faith. But before we go, it's not that we have spies in our congregation. We just have folks who like to mention things. One of the things that was mentioned to me is someone's having a birthday this week. Miss Marty. Is it okay if I tell them what birthday it is? She's going to be 90 years old. I'm so impressed because she's not a crotchety old lady. She is loving and full of grace and mercy. And we don't normally do this, but we don't normally have people turn 90 in our midst. Would you guys like to just sing this morning after birthday?
It's his too.
It's his too?
But it's not 90 today.
Today. So let's sing happy birthday for the boy. And if he is 90, he really looks good. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Amen.
And because I am who I am, I like to do things a little bit out of order occasionally. I'm going to do that today because they're sitting right here. They can't go away now. Next week we'll tell them what's going to happen. Next Sunday is Daniel's last time leading us in service. And I can tell you from perspective of someone who has been called away from and moved, it's not easy for them. And I just want to tell you how much you admit to me if you have given out your gifts and talents. And you are so appreciated. And we are so glad to have had your gifts. This doesn't mean you don't get to tell and you're on your own and all that stuff. I just take the advantage because I know he can't sneak out now. He could possibly sneak out next week. So I'm going to get it now. I just want to tell you. Oh, you have to ask? Okay. Yes, successfully good. So be sure you let them know. And after Michelle as well, yeah, it has been an honor and privilege being here and to watch your love, most of your love for your years, and your commitment to be here, and your just tenacity in not giving up till you have answers. Very strong. And I think you both have challenged me, have blessed me, and I thank you for that. Happy
There were just two. One is choir. We are having rehearsal this Wednesday at 6:30. We're going to be out in the pews out here again, like we were last Wednesday, so we can get all the distance. And I would like as many of you as feel comfortable to come because we are going to try to sing the songs. So, so similar to what we did for choir festival. So it's not a new song, but we do need to get it all polished up. The other is that right now we're doing kind of a fundraiser. This is a fundraiser. Kind of a fundraiser. It is a fundraiser for the Women's Resource Center. There's a box out in the foyer with bottles that look like that. And they're changing, and as you get changed in my pocket, as we're cleaning up the house, I have pots changed. What I picked up yesterday. But bring us back. That's to help support the Women's Resource Center. Takes care of people who find themselves with children on the way, maybe unexpectedly. Encourages them as they carry the children to term, they say raise the children. So there's a whole lot that goes into that. That's a big thing. The Women's Resource Center does a lot to help us.
When do they come back? When do you bring them back? When do you bring them back?
We normally do it Mother's Day to Father's Day, which is about 6 weeks. So,
But next week's Mother's Day.
yeah. So I probably through about mid-July, give every time, by the time you get a bottle and take it.
All right, thank you.
And we are still living in a world that is so mixed up. And the Lord makes it very clear to us what He expects. And Paul writes to the Philippians, don't be anxious about anything. With all different kinds of prayer, let your requests be made. And the peace of God which passeth understanding will guard your hearts and minds in Jesus Christ our Lord. And God's peace be upon you and all of us.